Hi, I'm Alluria. I run a small business called Wellness by Alluria. I'm going to talk a lot about these things in more of like a layman's term, sort of from a modern lens, because there's been so much distortion of the word shaman. I think it's important to talk about it in a reference of how we are now and how, like, what's going on around the planet. So when I talk about shaman and being a Kam, we're speaking about traditional shamanism, which is not the same thing as, some people talk about I'm a shaman, light and love, and it's more a modernized practice. When we say Kam, that is derived from the original traditional shamanism of Siberia, Eurasia. It's very similar to what in North America here, people see indigenous tribes. It's in alignment with something called animism. And so as a Kam, what that means is I am a holder or keeper of a lineage-based tradition, which a lot of people might say that, it's a closed practice. So we have a Bashki, which is a teacher. Our specific lineage teachings come from a region of the world, Caucasia, which is kind of South Siberia. So the lineage connection for me would be through my paternal side, which has roots back to Turkey and the very edge of Ukraine and right there where Russia and Ukraine come together. And then going further back, it goes more and more near like Kazakhstan and all of that. So it's very unique and different to be talking about being a Kam in North America, because a lot of people don't understand that tradition is lineage based, not necessarily ethnically based. So back in the Indo-European times, you think about the merging of all of these cultures, and people in Siberia had blue eyes, and there's just this really beautiful unfolding of culture and tradition. And what it really boils down to is we're keepers of a lineage. These are old teachings. They've found shamanic mirrors. We call them milongs. So mine is right here, one of them. And they've found those in caves. We're talking tens of thousands of years old. So what I am is a holistic therapist. Back before modern day religions like Christianity and way long before that, shamans were the therapists, or they were the medicine people. They were the ones that worked really close with nature and brought in like herbs to help people heal. We're keepers of a tradition, and then we're sort of holistic and wellness therapy, but it's comprised of many different arts, if you will, of healing. So no two Kams are the same. When I was young, I had experiences and things that were happening that couldn't be explained by the people around me. So I struggled to understand my own self, what was going on, and I'm adopted. So that even created more of a break in the tradition and the connection. And so I was always connected to the earth in a very special way, and felt a deep connection for ancestors, animals. So animism is basically a big part of that. And I just sort of was going on through my life. And then once I discovered where my road was going, and that was animism itself, it started with Norse animism. So some people talk about Norse paganism. I started to understand the personifications of nature and myth and folklore. And I had always had a fascination with world music and learning about what was behind it. And so as I started to go deeper into all of that and learning about world religions, one day I had a conversation with someone, and they said, this sounds like this might be a good fit for you. You should check it out. And so I did, and I introduced myself into a community, Spirit of Wolf, and it's in Siberia. There's two main egregors. So there's the wolf, and then there's bear, and so the lineage and tradition is through Spirit of Wolf. We're an international community of individuals that are in this practice or this lineage, depending on where they fit in it. Yeah, so that's it, just sort of happened like that.